I've been playing a lot of King Arthur Legend Rises ever since it released onto Steam on January 22nd. I played it every single day. I've poured in well over a dozen hours already. This is a completely free to play turn-based RPG, and I love my turn-based RPGs. I grew up with some of the best that gaming has to offer. So when the devs reached out to me and they said, hey STIX, do you want to take a sponsored look at this game? A game that we think you will like? I took a look at the game and said, yeah, I would. With this in mind, if you're at all interested in trying this game out, if you're a fan of Arthurian lore, then I strongly urge you to go down in the description of the pinned comment below, click that link, download the game, and try it out. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss out on this one. This is a chapter-based game. There are, at present, 10 chapters. As you can see, I have managed to push through all the way into chapter 7. Each chapter has various different missions. Each mission has its own story. Each mission has its own boss fight. Every single chapter has its own unique setting, as in where it's located. They allow for you to freely explore a variety of different areas, different environments. There is a lot to see, things to interact with. The game is beautiful.
This bridge is a real sword. How did one so large come to be?
Evidently, the game is also fully voice acted in English, and the voice acting is pretty damn good. As noted, this is a very narrative-driven game. When you make it to your objective, typically you face off against either a boss fight or several different monsters at the same time. You deploy up to 4 different units. I currently have 2 legendary heroes and 2 rare heroes. You can see over on the side of the screen, there is combat power, the combat power of the enemy, the combat power of your individual group. While this is a turn-based RPG, it also has a lot of depth to it, such as environmental reactions. As you can see, there are environmental effects in play. Since this battle will take place during the day, heroes that prefer day will receive environmental effects. CS damage up by 30%, attack speed up by 10, damage taken reduced by 5%. You can see the characters that are directly influenced by this. I actually have 1 character, that is, the other 3 are not, unfortunately. You can also see over on the right of the screen that she benefits from it. Each battle takes a set number of stamina. This one in specific consumes 5. Each character has 3 different abilities they can use. You can see what each ability does just by holding down your left mouse button. This, as an example, attacks 1 enemy 5 times. This ability attacks 1 enemy 4 times. This ability attacks all enemies 4 times. This is an AoE. Now you can see 1, 2, and 3 at the bottom of each ability. This consumes either 1, 2, or 3 of your resource, which you can see down the bottom underneath the abilities and the character window. So I'm gonna go ahead here and use the AoE ability, and you'll see that it consumes 3 of my vigor. Once again, this is a turn-based game. So you go, your enemies go. You can actually see down the bottom left of the screen, I didn't mean to click that. But you can see down the bottom left of the screen in which order the characters go. You can change the camera angle of the battle if you're interested. You can turn on auto battle if for whatever reason you're grinding, repeating content, or if you just you have something else you need to do. This is always, I think this is fairly useful as someone that has come to really appreciate being able to play more than 1 game at a time or watch something while playing. And I will know with 100% certainty here that some of these battles require manual play because they are genuinely difficult. After completing each fight, you continue with the story. You unlock more areas. All right. So you continue with the story. You clear the fight. You can explore a little bit if you want to, or you can just continue with the next battle. If you're not interested in continuing with the story though, go to your estate. This is where a lot of the game management, resource management is going to take place. There are numerous different options here. Let's just start over on the left and work our way across. Lake Avalon. This is where you summon different characters. There's a raid up summon, or 2 that are currently going. Special summon, normal summon, flame, frost, and storm relic summons as well. This is how I obtained Clarison. She's very powerful, and I probably wouldn't have gotten to where I am now if I had not had her. I also got Morgan, I believe, there as well, who's incredibly powerful, by the way. Also worth noting here, I just want to point out, for a Western game, like a game with a Western aesthetic, these characters actually look pretty good. I'm used to having Eastern games and Eastern graphical styles, but some of these characters look really cool. There is the Mage's Tower. This is essentially where you craft advancement materials, or kind of utilize a type of alchemy to transform one, like the uncommon mana orb, into a rare mana orb, or the rare into legendary, and legendary into mythic. These are of course required to advance your characters further. There is alchemy, but unfortunately I have not unlocked this yet. I've only been in this for a few days. There is the Forge. Here you can purchase a variety of different equipment. You can also change the stats of your equipment if you're unhappy with what your current piece of gear offers. You can also craft equipment, but I need to clear chapter 7, mission 13, which I have not done yet, evidently. There is the Plaza Fountain, which is where you continue to acquire XP potions that you can use on your characters to level them up. There's the Night Training Camp for those of you that are interested in learning the basics of the game. There's the market, where you can, as you can see, purchase a lot of unique goodies, XP potions, mana orbs, ascension pieces. There's a restricted area, which is where you farm a lot of very important materials. The Hero Event Dungeon is currently ongoing, where you fight a sequence of progressively more powerful enemies and are rewarded with a rate-up summon ticket. I have only managed to clear up to Cursed Land 8 right now because my team just isn't strong enough, or I have a really bad team composition. I'm not entirely sure yet. There's the power-up dungeon. We have the Plane of Beasts, which is where you grind mana orbs to ascend your character. We have the Burning Land, which is where you grind gold, XP potions. I haven't unlocked the Frozen Plane yet, or the Shrine of Storms, but these are for relic power-ups and advancement. These are for relic awakening materials. Typically, these consist of your party versus one very large, very threatening, very powerful boss monster. There are equipment dungeons, which is where you farm both offensive, defensive, and then keepsake sets for your characters. Much like the resource dungeons, these have a lot of different battles, and the enemies vary in terms of difficulty and strength as well. Much like the resource grinding stages, you also engage either a boss monster or a boss monster that is accompanied by ads. Like in this instance, we're fighting a giant dragon, and what I can only assume is her offspring. And the mama dragon is very unhappy that we've been killing them all. So naturally, she's here, and she is going to breathe heavily all over us. There is the clan raid available if you've joined a clan. These have you face off against a boss monster of varying level, varying difficulty, varying type. Evidently right here we're going off against Penvade, who is a very angry, very, very powerful pig. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Pumbaa from Lion King. As you can see, there are actually unique mechanics in combat, not only with regards to day and night, but this boss in specific, several bosses actually have a unique shield that you're forced to break through before you can even injure them. And as you can tell, my team has a variety of different uses. I have 3 DPS currently out, but I also have a healer, a support. And then right here, the boss reapplied his shield, so now I need to deal sufficient damage to break through that shield all over again. I feel like personally having a support, having a healer is imperative to your success, like it is in most games. And there we have it. That is the very first clan boss that I've actually ever taken down. There are 4 currently available. I've actually never fought the 3rd or the 4th boss, so that's going to be interesting. The clan also has missions that you can clear daily. Then there is the Stonemason's Workshop, which unfortunately I have not unlocked yet. The Relic Forge, which I have not unlocked yet. The Theater, which I actually did just unlock. This allows for you to watch previous puppet shows and epics in the theater. Sounds kind of cool. Further down is the Coliseum. This is where you can engage other players in combat. This person has 3 legendary characters. I only have 2, but I am a little bit higher level than him, and I've already apparently eliminated one of them. But this is PvP, what is essentially your team versus the enemy team. Now, you can also fully control your characters. You're not forced to let the AI control them for you, which means that you can technically strategize and theorize on what you should be doing, which characters you should be using when engaging other players. I appreciate this. I actually dislike when engaging in PvP and everything is completely AI controlled. Whether or not you succeed in the game is highly dependent on your characters, your team composition, the level, the equipment, the relics. Every single feature here plays a key role in how successful you're gonna be on your journey. Currently, Morgan is level 53. She is fully advanced, fully awakened, meaning she can go all the way to level 60. I have her level 253 currently because I don't really have many XP potions, and it takes a lot to level them. You can unlock additional bonuses via the Chivalry feature. This is utilizing either character duplicates that you attain through summoning or general tokens like this one over here. Much like characters, gear has several rarities as well. Gear also has a variety of different stats, various different sets. If you complete your set, so in this instance have a 4-piece set, you gain a 30% boost to attack speed, so farming the correct gear is very important. Evidently I do have that 4-piece set bonus active. I also have a 2-piece crit strike rate increase by 17% set bonus active. You can enhance your gear to make it more powerful. You can equip and alter relics, increase your power, increase your level. Unfortunately, I haven't unlocked this feature yet since you do this via the Relic Forge. Each character has their own unique class archetype, their own elemental affinity. These characters all have a fire affinity. These characters have a wind affinity. You have ice affinities. There are also tanks, DPS, support. There is a lot of depth to this game that upon first inspection you might not even realize is there. Outside of leveling your characters, gearing them, there are other areas that you can continue to grow, such as the power-up guide, which rewards you with a lot of goodies for completing certain achievements, certain milestones in the game. Daily missions, weekly missions, monthly missions. The Royal Road has the Path of Honor, Path of Power, and Path of Challenges. These all reward you for clearing certain milestones and hitting certain achievements as well. I have not unlocked the Path of Lords yet, but evidently there is a lot when it comes to character progression and character enhancement. There is the new player check-in, which rewards you for logging in every single day. There are tons of goodies here. Characters, stamina, XP boosts, money, summons. So logging in and playing every day for at least 30 days is going to net you with quite the advantage. There is a battle pass present, referred to here as the Knight's Pass. This, like everything, actually has quite a lot on display and is fairly rewarding for completing it and purchasing it, which you can do via either the gems that you obtain in-game or for $20, the Champions Pass specifically, and outside of the main story, which is really good. By the way, I didn't expect it to be as enjoyable as it was. There is the adventure mode. I'm currently in chapter 1. I've admittedly only made it through 15% of chapter 1, which I know is really not a lot, but these are long. There's a lot of story here. There's a lot to interact with, a lot to explore, a lot to acquire and achieve. This is a completely different game mode. The main chapter, the main story is highly focused on the story itself. This mode is highly focused on freedom, allowing you to do anything you want, everything you want. Freely explore, open treasure chests, fight monsters, fight people, investigate. This feels so much like an RPG. It is just overwhelmingly freeing and enjoyable. And I feel like at the end of the day, that is pretty much the game. A lot of the game is very enjoyable, fairly freeing. There's a lot to do, there's a lot to see, there's a lot to acquire, there's a lot to enjoy. Fun combat, good voice acting, a lot of content to consume, and it's all free. Completely free to play. You can literally go to Steam right now, download the game and play it, and you should. You should at the very least give this a try, which you can do once again by going down into the description, the pinned comment below, and clicking that link.